So I started performing and writing songs when I was 15, 16 with the band called Killing Heidi, which was me and my sister Ella. We were very lucky, we were unearthed by Triple J, and from there we had a lot of fun times recording albums and touring internationally. We had a lot of success, and we always had a bit of a affinity to mentoring and going to young people and sharing our experience with music. So for me that was the first sort of steps into perhaps doing some teaching work. Sure. Well, yeah, we had two songs that sort of, I guess, took us from a country town to, travelling the world, which were Weir and Mascara, and so they were songs that just resonated with young people. We were young teenagers, and they were songs that were authentic to our experiences growing up, and I think that's what resonated with other young people. Weir, in particular, became like an anthem of people finishing high school in those few years when it came out, and that opened a lot of doors for us, and it's something that we still really celebrate, that people still love those songs. And so yeah, we did everything from acoustic performances through to huge festivals. So it was a great experience. As a young person experiencing a band and a successful band, it was a bit of a whirlwind. I think it took years to reflect back on the experiences, fully. At the time, we were really just quite excited. We were getting to perform, we were getting to meet people, we were getting to work with other musicians, which is something that, from the country, we didn't really anticipate getting to work with really great players. There was also interviews and all this kind of marketing and promotion that we didn't really anticipate when we just started writing songs. But I think we really enjoyed it, and we really enjoyed communicating with people about what we did as much as actually performing. So I think that helped us get by with doing 100 interviews and answering the same questions a few thousand times. Is actually we're genuinely sort of interested in sharing that experience with people. Yeah. Be really assertive and back yourself when you creatively, and also really empower yourself to learn more about the business of music, which is something that I've done now later in life, but I wish I'd known when I was 15. Part of life is about making mistakes musically, socially, whatever it is. You grow by sort of learning through your mistakes. So I think we did our fair share of that, but I think it's funny when you're doing it in front of lots of people. You can't escape it. For us, moving to Melbourne from a regional area was about opportunity. Yeah, well, I think Melbourne is a great music city because of the number of venues and the vibe. I think there's just a lot of creative, overlapping industries in Melbourne, and I think when you go see a band play, chances are you'll have other creative people, whether it be artists or designers or chefs or whatever it is, some people who are passionate about whatever they do. I think that feeds into the music industry in a really great way. I mean, I've supported young people, playing everywhere from open mic nights through to huge festivals, and I think there really is that accessibility here to get into the live performance industry. That's a really valuable thing, to be able to network in a town where, chances are if you go and see a few gigs every week, you'll see the same people out. You can actually form those relationships with people that work in the industry, radio stations, in other bands, and leverage your opportunities simply by just going out and enjoying music. I think the social aspect of the music industry is fantastic, and I think that's something that I think all young people can embrace, because it's fun to go out and see bands. But at the same time, I think it is also networking and building your professional networks. Yeah. Well, Melbourne for us was the place to be. As young musicians, had performance opportunities. The record companies, the publishers. So Collards offers 6 degrees, 4 of which are music industry focused. So the music degree, which I lead, an audio production degree, an entertainment management degree, and an entertainment journalism degree. So within the Collards degrees, we cover a whole bunch of really important aspects of becoming a member of the music industry, including copyright, marketing, publishing, performance, and events. I think one of my particular passions teaching the music degree is the songwriting and the ensemble performance programs, which is really about collaborative performance for bands, and really giving people the skills to write their own songs, arrange their own songs, and produce their own songs. Collards is very lucky to have a whole bunch of great staff teaching with us in a variety of parts of the programs. We've got fantastic artists from everyone from my sister Ella Hooper, Ainsley Wills. We've got Hayley Kramer, fantastic vocalists who are regularly performing around Australia, through to some of the best music theory and academic teachers. We've also got Chrissy Vincent as head of our entertainment management program, who's been the publicist for everyone from MTV to some of the biggest festivals in Australia. I think students who are studying in Melbourne get to experience the culture and the vibrant music scene here. So I think that's venues, live music, A lot of free festivals, I think, is one of the things that gets underrated, that people can come here and really experience this, vibrant city culture that Melbourne has to offer. It's something that I think draws a lot of people in, and I think it's something that students can really take advantage of as well. Outside of music, Melbourne has a lot to offer too, so fantastic food, sport, and a multicultural environment that offers heaps of great experiences for young people. So for international students, I think Melbourne is a fantastic, appealing place to come and study. It's one of the world's most livable cities. It's safe, dynamic, fun, easy to get around, and yeah, absolutely vibrant music scene. Every week we have people from the industry come in as lecturers, as special presenters. We run workshops. We also put students on placement into the music industry. So really from the very start of their degree, they're being exposed to people who are currently working in the industry, who are often looking for young people to give opportunities to. Collards also has partnerships with Laneway and Paradise Festival, which gives the students opportunity to go and participate and work on those festivals and see how it really operates from the inside. But yeah, we just got some footage from the Queenscliff that we just did recently that looks really good, so I'll try and get that. So at Collards we run regular performance nights and invite booking agents and managers along to see the students perform. At Collards we run regular performance nights and recitals, showcases where we invite managers and record companies along to watch the performances. I think it's a very collaborative industry, and I think it's one that young musicians probably aren't aware of, how important it is to network and develop relationships in. Yeah, I think Melbourne, is a very diverse city, but I think the music scene is also very inclusive. And I think what people love about music is that it draws people together. I think that's a fantastic way of, helping support diversity. The Collards degrees are definitely job focused. We want to give people their skills that they can then use in the music industry in a variety of capacities. Part of the audio degrees has a real focus on live sound, where a lot of our alumni are getting work now in the music industry, which is working for AV companies and mixing live bands, with which there's a lot of work in Melbourne. Audio students could be mixing anything from corporate events, festivals, club shows, weddings, parties, anything, as they say. Students releasing their own albums and touring nationally, which is fantastic for me, as having taught them songwriting, to then hear their songs on the radio, I think is a real achievement. One of the great things about Melbourne is the community radio landscape that supports a lot of the young musicians. That includes SYN, Triple R and PBS. I think one of the benefits of having a really strong grassroots community radio landscape is that the students can really interact with the presenters, go into the radio stations and perform, and really see that they will support their performances and their releases, which is something that I think is a real strength. When I hear my own music on the radio, it's fantastic, but when I hear my students' music on the radio, I think it's even better.